right, welcome back for another CBSI Hot 10 show. Make sure you go over to comicbookinvest.com and check out the article where I might drop a few little tidbits and details that we don't talk about here on the show tonight. But also, while you're at it, make sure you check out all the content here on the channel. We got live shows coming up right after this show is done on Saturday night, on Sunday night, and other shows throughout the week. So make sure you check out all our content. Give us a like, a subscribe, hit the alert button so you don't miss anything. Keep telling your friends so we can keep growing the channel. And if you want to see the list, just hang on for a few seconds after the intro, and we will be right back.
Notable sales.
All right, our first book, Mickey.
Some golden age goodness. 4-color comics. Don't ever sleep on it. First Mickey Mouse in a comic. We had a 1/8 go for $2,400. This is another one. You don't see this book very often. The closest it came to this price was in 2015 at $1,200. And then it dipped a bit, and now it's well back up. It's a little piece of history there. So good old golden age never lets us down.
I think the most amazing part about this book is there's actually a cover on it, kind of.
Hanging on.
When you see something like this, especially with those 4 colors, typically, no matter what you think you tried to do, it had to survive a very long time without, I think sometimes we forget the modern comforts of bags and boards or storing it in anything that a mouse couldn't get to, or literally just throwing it on the ground or setting it on fire.
And don't forget, back when these were sold, most of those newsstands were on the street.
Yeah.
This is 1941.
Yeah. So, I mean, to see it, that it actually has some decent colors still on it, this is actually in really good shape. It's amazing. I mean, you can tell the staple situation, obviously, looking through it, but it's pretty cool.
Or people building houses and stuffing them in their walls.
Yeah, installation. Read that one. Whoop, there you go.
Yeah.
Oh, Mickey. But following that one, this also kind of stuck out to me because it is also an all-time high, and this is that Skeletor variant for Masters of the Universe 1 at Dave Wilkins cover. Best offer, $2,500. They accepted $1,700 for this thing, which again is the high for this in 9/8. But oddly enough, another copy also sold the same day as this, which was the 14th, I think. And it was only for like $900 US when you do the conversion because it was a Canadian sale. But both copies, both 9/8, same day, same buyer. I don't know.
Tricked them using that Canadian, the loony.
Like, I'm just thinking, were they buying and then like cost? They were doing their cost basis and just kind of averaging it out. Paid cheap on one, could pay a little bit extra on the other, and they get both. I don't know.
Would they both be paid in loonies then?
Well, no. Well, the one seller was selling from Canada.
Oh, selling from Canada. Okay.
The person buying both, I'm saying, might have.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, this book doesn't come up in 9/8 very often.
No, there's none right now.
Twice.
They took both
one day.
And Wilkins always sets the standard for Masters of the Universe covers.
Yeah, I'll find one day. Not for $1,700 though.
No, you could have gotten a Canadian discount for $9.
Yeah, even a Canadian discount. That's not discount.
Then you could have worn a denim suit.
Yeah, how hard is it to clean poutine off a book?
It's up there, Denim Dan.
Yeah, there you go. Canadian tuxedo.
President of Levi Strauss.
Old Canadian tuxedo.
Yeah. You got the super.
That seems right up Pete's alley too, wearing a freaking Canadian tuxedo, dude.
What do you mean?
I can see who it is. All I'm saying.
I think the last time I had a jean jacket was like 5th grade.
Just because he was in Alpha Flight doesn't mean he dresses like a Canadian.
I have a jean jacket in my closet over there. What the hell?
I miss my Airwolf jacket though.
Airwolf.
Let's get into the actual list.
Flight jackets, zip on the side.
Number 10.
Our first book is back again.
Squeaking in there. That giant size Spider-Gwen #1. Betsy Cola cover. Betsy hits and misses, but people seem to like this. It's creeping back up at around ratio, a little bit over here and there, but it's hanging around. This was a one. I thought this one was a one.
No, it's 21 and 25, so it's double.
Still not that many people buying giant size Gwen out there. Stores ordering that many. So
People like giant sized man hands though, so there you go. I mean, it's something. It's just like
Hey, maybe they wanted
realistic
the
man
ox.
red-
hands sell.
It's called perspective.
Mm-hmm. That's
Ultra
called.
realistic, ultra
The man
realistic
hands.
man's hands sell.
They do. It's like
I like
red
Betsy.
dress just distress or whatever, dude. Same thing. Man hands. There you go.
Man hands.
Giant man hands.
She had man hands. All right, well, let's move on to number 9 then, because we don't need to look at that one again.
Number 9.
For that matter, I can't believe this is back. We got to look this again, but
8 Billion Genies #1 with news of Amazon getting a writer, Seth Rogen producing, has caused the price of this book to rebound to 35 to 40, was 20 and under last week. Fair amount of copies sold. If this is the time to dump them, get rid of them.
you might have missed it already. That window might have already closed.
Yeah, it's it's the last chance. But everybody loves the great state of Michigan, as you know. Got a couple writers and artists from there. Plus, I think this takes place where Matt's from originally, so the East Side. What can you say? It's going to be good. Hopefully,
You might
Nobody's
get a
watching
little
this
trailer. You might get a little trailer bump if
trailer bump, I
that
think.
comes to it. I mean, it's
probably-
not like this is way out of range.
no.
It's 35
Make
to
it-
40. That's not
yeah.
bad.
You know,
Little
and Seth
pop
Rogen's
again.
been killing it as a producer.
Yeah,
And it's
yeah,
good. I'll be honest. Well, at least the first 3
Preacher
or
was-
4 books
yeah.
were the first 3 or 4 books of it were pretty good. You could see it developing pretty well. So, I think that'll be all right.
Rogan does like taking comic properties and
I do like
More
what he
than
did with Invincible. Preacher, like I said, boys, it's a bit
Preacher
better.
started off all right.
Preacher was good. The problem is, like, I think if he did Preacher now instead of then, you could get away with a lot more. So I think
Yeah.
it'll be a lot-
It'll be
Well,
on streaming. That's why.
They got away with a good bit.
yeah, but not as much as you can get away with now.
Yeah.
You got
Yeah,
you got
it's still-
boobies on FX going with Shogun, so like you can
That's
really you can push the envelope a lot more. So, I mean, arse face.
Oh, that's true. That is true. All right, let's see what else we got here.
Number 8.
Number 8, Spider Boys.
Yeah, so we have Spider-Man #1. Beautiful cover, classic Bendis, and one of my favorite Spider-Man artists, Sarah Pagelli. Over 20 sales, average for $20. Hanging on the whim that we got the new series following the men last week, and this is the first meeting between your Ultimate Universe Miles Morales and the 616 Peter Parker, thanks to Mysterio.
Yeah.
Good read if you haven't checked it out, but I mean, at this point, who hasn't?
I enjoyed the new Spectacular Spider-Man that released last week. It's pretty good. They're funny, very funny.
It's a nice, fun little story. Nice and
Yeah,
simple.
and it's not that bad. I mean,
Enjoyable.
yeah, $20 right now was 10 like last week, so a nice little bump, but not out of pocket. There's nothing that's going to break your back if you decide to go and buy one of these. It's just you want to check it out, check it out. If not, don't worry about it.
I mean, who doesn't want Miles Morales Grundle right in your face?
Yeah, I'm good.
Doesn't beat Thanos though from like a week or two back. Thanos one was.
Yeah,
was
Thanos
a
one is
little much.
unstoppable.
With that said, let's see what we got at number 7.
Number 7.
Number 7. We've got no title because it's the Virgin cover, the one per store for the I Heart Skull Crusher #1. This was a fun little book. I enjoyed it. We talked about it on TAC last night for a bit with our review. I don't know. I'm going to read the next issue. I'm going to see where they're going to go with this. And I did manage to secure one of these online because they're not that bad. It's $10 to $20 for these one per stores. So if you want it, you can go find it. It kind of is doing like the Udon Street Fighter books where they give out those thank yous, those one per stores. It's kind of performing the same way. Whether this will continue to go up, we'll see. But
I know
this was the best cover. I
Yeah.
mean, with the trade dress or not, this was the best cover of it.
I know there's 2 similar style books in the Independence. This and another book, but this was by far, when you compare them to each other, the better read. Also, like the insides were actually pretty good. I know
this is
people
more
might have
fun.
the outside fetishes with this cover, and that's okay. Whatever you weirdos like, but the insides are good too.
I like
Great
the
personality.
anime manga style.
Mhm.
It's fun. It's fun. But let's see what we got at our next spot.
Number 6.
Number 6. Back at it again. The Feral Ash Can. Until we get 50 covers of the number 1.
50.
60?
It's more like 75, maybe.
Yeah,
80.
either way. Hey, listen, to be honest, with Foster and Fleece, both are very nice people. And I'm hoping them all the success. So let them do 80 covers for
Yeah,
this. However, the Ash Can is doing good because Stray Dogs was such a hit. I mean, it was a good thing. They've done a good job. They're coming back with this different take on different animals, I guess. It's still supposed to be of that horror genre. But it's about cats. People love animals. They're also doing something very smart. They're redoing the submit your ugly animal and we'll put it in the back of the back of the pages of the book, no matter how ugly it is, and write us a little story and we'll act like we care, which is good because they actually do care about it. But so you see it about $50 average. It was cheaper by $10-$20 last week. Now we're hitting $65-$75, just a small creeper. See where this goes. Usually these get up there till, we start getting a couple, like maybe a couple weeks after the first comes out, and the second slowly drops down in price. But for right now, we might actually see this still gain a little bit more.
Yeah, we got a couple weeks, I think, still until number 1 drops.
And then
And it's only 40 covers because you got to save 40 for the second print. So,
Oh, that's right.
That's where you
Yeah, I
get
was
your
getting
80 covers total.
But I love the horror movie homages that they do on the covers.
Absolutely.
They're fun.
They're good. And it bought him a house. It bought Tony a house, so maybe he'll buy Trisha a house this turn. There you go.
Well, on that note, let's see what we got in our top 5.
Number 5.
Hulk Smash.
Oh yeah. It's
Cover.
It's creeping back up a bit. People are getting excited for Thunderbolts, and they like to see Red Hulk on the cover. Apparently not inside, but they like it on the cover. This is
It is. It's on the cover. What do you want?
It's the recognizable Red Hulk book. So we'll see how much Harrison Ford has in him, and see if we actually get a Red Hulk. But we'll see our new Thunderbolt Ross, and
Get
see
off
how
my
it does.
plane.
Yeah. He will do at some point he will do the yelling with the pointing.
This is exciting. This is kind of interesting though, because it's taking there's no trailer. There hasn't been. It was like people forgot. You see this a lot of time with spec. People forget at one point that they have it, then they look through their boxes and they're like, "Oh hell, let's go see what that is." And then they see a couple cheap ones and they decide to pick it up, and then starts a little bit of a craze at it. So we'll see what really goes on with the old Thunderbolts. And the veins on this is just awesome.
Yeah,
It just feels like it's
very
been brought.
vascular.
That's why there's fatigue.
It's got a lot of veins.
So many
Very
times already.
veiny. Very, very veiny.
So veiny.
Quite vascular.
I've heard that before.
Oh my.
Let's see what our next
Please
one
no.
is.
Number 4.
Dragon Ball.
Number 4, we have Dragon Ball Z number 1 by amazing anime and manga artist Akira Toriyama, who sadly passed away 2 weeks ago on the 1st. News just came out last week. We had over 20 sales. First prints raw from $100 to $120. CGC 9.8 went for $800.
That's cool.
There are
Akira
tons of printing.
Toriyama changed the game of manga and anime when Dragon Ball came out, and I consider him to be the Jack Kirby of anime. Thank you.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
I disagree.
He
with
kind of
you.
normalized it in the US. Like it wasn't like a weird thing anymore. Like when you would go to the video store and see the Star Blazers videos back in the day, you'd be like, "Ooh, these weird old cartoons."
Yeah.
But once Dragon Ball hit, like my brother, 10 years younger than me, like he was into this, and
It started a whole generation on anime.
He drew 50,000 animes.
Volumes. Mangas, I believe. Is it?
So he's drawing all the covers for all the animes. That's what you're saying. Is that how you're looking into Jack Kirby? I don't understand how you're looking into Jack.
no, he interiors too.
He did the interiors.
He did
all
everything.
the work for the
Everything.
for the anime.
Okay.
He did
I'm not familiar with the guy. Yeah.
other. He
Then
did
he did
other
story.
work.
He worked on
previous
one of
to
the
this.
best gaming franchises, Dragon
Chrono
Quest.
Trigger.
So he was doing all the work.
Chrono
Yeah, that's
Trigger.
why I asked. So he's
Yeah.
doing all the work.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, there you go.
Yeah, but again, that's the first print prices. There are at least 12 printings, I think, and they all do well. I mean, you'll see $30, $40 sales, but you just got to watch what printing it might be.
Sure.
So, with that said, let's get into the top 3.
Number 3.
Number 3, we've got a Star Wars book.
Star Wars Adventures is the High Republic number 4, Phase 3. If you've been watching the Dark Side show, shameless plug, on Sundays at 9:15 EST, you have seen this book plenty of times before this came out. We have talked about this book because this book has got a character, 2 characters that are from a children's novel that we also reviewed recently. However, it's not their first appearances. It's not really the first appearances of too many people important. Niv, the character you see on the front cover, right dead center, not his first appearance, nor is it the first appearance of the little nameless creep in the box. It is, however, the Wardens and Diggett's, the girl on the left. The girl on the left is pretty important. The Warden's going to die. Just spoiler alert. That's how it works.
I was going to ask, are there first appearances in this?
So, yeah, I mean, the book's
Well, no.
labeled first appearances, but
Yeah.
nobody lists who the first appearances are. There are
Yeah.
2 first appearances inside of the book that are pretty insignificant. There's a misunderstanding about first appearance. I guess technically, if a first appearance doesn't happen, even though a character shows up 3 times in the book prior to this, and then until he shows up on a cover, then you'll have Niv's first appearance, but he's already been in the book. So, with that being said, there is another portion that might be the reason why people are buying this book, and it's because there, as you may or may not know, once again, if you follow the Dark Side show, Dark Horses have had a real hard time even soliciting this book and any of their other books. The B cover, which is pretty interesting story on this, is actually still selling pretty regularly for cover at $3.99, where the A cover is selling for like $12 to $15, especially more recently. This is Thursday. We've had a bunch of these sales pop up with that high of $20.
Yeah, as high as 20 were out there.
The Niv character on the front cover is probably pretty popular. This book might eventually get pushed as his first full, we all know what that means, appearance. He will be going forward with a lot. Like I said, him and the girl that's to the left of him. It is her. Don't get it wrong. It is her first appearance in here, but there is a B cover. And if you're buying this book because of the scarcity, the B cover is way more scarce than this because it was one late reveal, and it's Niv. I think it's a new artist too on it. And and it's a cool
It's
shit.
a good
Yeah.
cover. Yeah.
It's a really good cover. So if you think that this is going to be called, if you're buying for scarcity, go out and buy those B covers, because next week we might see those, as we've seen in other books hit the top 10 the next week. If you're buying for first full appearances, I suggest you do that too. If you're buying just to read the book, buy the B cover also. If you're buying to sell this cover within the next couple days, buy the A cover.
What if you're buying because you're really into the evil Ganthet look?
Is that the Warden, the guy on the right?
No, in the middle. He looks, remember the Green Lantern, Ganthet, the little guys with the big collars?
Yeah, no, that's Niv. That's the guy we've been talking about. There's an awesome B cover of him that right now is dirt cheap. It's like underrated. It's undercover. You can get it online. So
the
guts are the
nefarious,
same either way, huh?
the nefarious Niv.
Yes, the nefarious Niv. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, these
But that's
adventures
not
are
his
always
first
weird.
appearance. It's not. The last book is, so pick that book up too. What's that?
Yeah, with Dark Horse, these adventers, they're always weird.
They
The way
are.
They come out, and there's always something going on.
Yeah, it's hit or miss. When they're going to come out, if they're going to come out, how they're going to come out, when they solicit them. So,
Well, it came out just a day ago, so it's doing well already.
yep. Just the A cover though. The B covers,
Just the A, but that's the story of 2024.
yeah,
The A cover.
A covers.
Except our next book.
Number 2.
Because this one is 1 in 25 that has been nipping at the list the last few weeks, wanting to be on there, but there just wasn't a ton of volume when this came out. It was pretty close to ratio the first week, and then the second week it was like 30 to 35, but still only like half a dozen sales. There's still not a ton of sales on this book because maybe there's not a lot. I don't know, but there was a high $83 this week, and considering last week it was 35 to 40, that was a healthy increase. And when I looked at what's available, people are asking the world. They're asking 125, and there's some auctions going with some time left. One's ending tomorrow when this probably airs on Friday. That's already up to $50 as we air this. So who knows where that one's going to finish? It just seems to be that people like Emma in an Iron Man suit, I guess.
I don't get it.
Not my type of Emma. Not my type of Emma Frost cover.
Not enough skin.
Yeah.
Well, she's got diamond skin anyways.
Sometimes.
Whenever she wants.
Yeah, I can't imagine a lot of stores ordering up Invincible Iron Man. I don't know who's
It's
reading
issue
Invincible
15
Iron
at this point too, so
Yeah.
it's getting deeper in the run, but I don't know.
People,
we'll see what
Joe.
happens.
People.
Man.
People are reading.
People are reading and buying.
Well, that just leaves one left.
And our number 1.
It's been waiting 2 weeks to qualify for the list.
Spawn 350 signed by Todd McFarlane, the one per store, which you have to order 25 copies to get this.
Yep,
Of the 350
qualify.
stores?
You get one.
Qualify. It's finally in the hands of people, and it is going for 350, about 60 sales. I still don't understand Spawn fans. I don't think I ever will.
Have you ever been to Arizona before?
Oh, come on, Bruce. You were telling us before the show you got 5
No.
minutes of CGC
Yeah.
right now.
I want to live. I want to live.
And who doesn't want a book signed by Toad McFarlane?
Toad.
I thought it was Tord.
Toad.
Toro.
It's
You know.
it's hard to spell. It's TOED or TORD.
So we were having a discussion. Was he crapping on Liefeld here, or was he trying to show off the Warzone skit, like all the Warzone skins?
I think it's the
in
Call
one?
of Duty. I'm on
Yeah,
the
I
Call
think
of
it's a
Duty.
combination. I guess.
I don't know.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
more I look at it, I want to say it's a good little bit of column A, little bit of column B.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think he started with column A, and like did the Warzone thing, and then oh, by the way, I want to shit on this guy that can't draw feet real quickly and draw 50 packs across his chest. So.
Liefeld has been crapping on McFarlane on his live streams on whatnot.
I said, I'll show
No.
you pouches and
show
a
you.
really deformed arm.
Yeah, I mean, I will make fun of McFarlane for only having fans in Arizona, but will I not
I
make
know.
fun of him is for the amount that he has contributed to comics and art. That is something I will. He can
And
get.
there is the Spawn market is crazy.
Mhm.
Spawn always sells. These books always do exceptionally well.
He always has
Gotta
people
hand
show
it to
up.
him.
And by the way, he's very nice when he shows up to events, even though he doesn't leave Arizona anymore. Too.
This is 2 weeks. This is 2 weeks in the making because this 350 came out 2 weeks ago. And then this thank you book we were saying was supposed to come out last week. And then it finally came out this week. People have been pre-selling this for weeks. Granted, those early sales were like $500-$600. So it's
Well,
come
we
down
haven't
from
got
there.
to. I mean, we might see this again next week because as it gets in,
350
and-
still like $300 to $400 consistently.
Yeah.
No, it's still a lot of money changing.
That's what I'm
hands from-
saying. It still could go up at this point.
I dare anybody to ask someone you see buying Spawn, hey, tell me what's going on in Spawn right now. You'll go, the cover's sweet.
I've asked.
No,
I've
that's
asked
not-
people, and a
no,
lot of
Matt,
admitted,
that's-
I'd like the covers. And
That's not the answer is I've just been buying it for so long I can't stop.
That
buying
too.
it.
That's why I buy it.
That's
It's still
Spider-Man
my fault.
fans.
Can't
That's
break up my
Spider-Man fans
run.
too.
Spawn too, yes. You'll see a large crossover between Spider-Man and Spawn fans.
I mean,
There's a
to their
difference, though.
benefit, it's still an extremely reasonable. cover
Spawn is
price
still
book.
cheap.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Spawn's still a
it's-
$2.99 book, so I can pre-order this for like $1.50, and I'm still good. Like,
Yeah.
why stop?
Like I said, I mean, there are you can make fun of Todd all you
Your
want.
pride, Peter. Your pride.
Nope, it's just OCD. I just can't
He
let it
doesn't have
go.
pride.
Have
I
it.
wear my shame on my shoulder.
I
There's
gotta
no
put
shame
this
in
in
my
the box.
Spawn game.
Put it in the box.
Well, there you go.
Yep, that's our list for this week. But make sure you guys stick around for the qualified, which will start just as this ends, where the boys are gonna be talking about some Supergirl, apart from the other books that didn't quite make the list.
Why was Spawn record breaking? Record
It's a number.
the 300.
It's the longest running, I think, independent title comic book or
Oh,
something.
I was about to say, because doesn't he just break his own record again?
Yes,
Like,
that's what I mean. Every issue
249.
is breaking his own record at this
Well,
point.
of Spawn though, like it's the biggest run of Spawn. Of course it is. Number 2 is the biggest run of Spawn.
Every issue is a record breaker.
Every issue.
It's issue number 2 has been a record breaking. Yes,
he passed Cerebus when he passed 300. That's why they made a big deal of 300.
Listen,
and now
let me tell you a secret about Arizona. All right, every night at 7:00.
Yes.
Right. If you turn your radios and TVs and all that off, you can hear the faint sound of clapping. And we've come to know that it's Todd McFarlane patting himself on the back. Right? We can all hear it.
It's like a daily holiday. That's nice. Okay, well, I get it now. There's a show after this. Yeah.
I guess we'll see you guys all next week.
Sounds great.
Sounds good to me.